The products that I have sitting in front of me today are by brands that I love so much. They are the cream of the crop in my makeup collection. I want to own more of these brands, but I love them so much that I already have multiple things. Let's go ahead and take a look as we dive into beauty here on Beauty and Beyond. The first brand that I want to share with you today, I love the two products that I own from this brand, Nars, so much that I want to own more things from them. I want to explore this brand a little bit more in their cheek category and maybe even like a powder bronzer. And this one I got a few years ago, and they're always limited edition, so it's not available for purchase right now, but it's the Summer Unrated palette. And I fell in love with this palette when I saw it several years ago. It is a wonderful neutral palette with splashes of pink, purple, and orange to be able to spice up your look and be able to make something really, really beautiful and sunset-like almost. I used this even during the Halloween time to create an orange purple kind of look. To kind of, bring about the Halloween vibes. This formula is so easy to work with. The mattes in here are really smooth and blendable, and they're pigmented, so a little bit goes a long way. And they're just slightly powdery. It's not too powdery like ABH style powdery. The shimmers in here definitely give you a good bang for your buck. This palette is really great, and I would look forward to getting more palettes from Nars. And I also own their Laguna Cream Bronzer, and I love this so much. I've hit pan on it, and I do plan to finish it in 2024. I used to not like this, but I think ultimately it just came down to the right season for me and being able to use it because it was a little too light for me over the summer. I felt like it didn't really do much for me, but now in the wintertime, it's just the right amount of depth and dimension to my face where it's not too dark. So I would love to explore the Nars Laguna powder bronzer to be able to see what that is like. The next brand I want to talk to you about is Rare Beauty. And Rare Beauty is a brand that I'm desperate to get my hands on more of their products. I have tried their setting spray in a mini size, and I enjoyed that. A couple of years ago, I got 3 of these little mini blushes, which is the perfect amount because a little bit goes such a long way with these. And I enjoyed the other one so much that I kind of used it up. I ended up depotting it into a different thing, and then it dried up. So don't do that. Don't depot these. They're really user friendly. So if you're new to like cream and liquid blushes, these are a great way to start. I also have a little set that I got, which is their lipstick and lip liner, and they both go together. I bought it together, and it's the shade Humble. I think that this little set is perfect because it really was able to give me just enough product to be able to really try this lipstick. And this is kind of a matte formula. It's not shiny at all, but it's not a liquid lipstick formula. I enjoy both of these so much. I love the little packaging and that you can set this down and it won't roll over all the place. I really want to explore more of Rare Beauty in 2024. The next brand that I'm going to talk to you about is Anastasia Beverly Hills. I have already owned their Soft Glam and Modern Renaissance palettes, and I've decluttered them because they got too old and they were really kind of expired. I own 3 eyeshadow palettes from ABH. This is Norvina, and Norvina is one of their older palettes in this older felt style packaging. Something that you have to know about ABH eyeshadows is that they are very powdery and very dusty in the mattes, which helps with their blendability, and they work really nicely together, and you can build excuse me, you can build them up and work with them all together in a very nice way. And in this particular palette, this formula of the shimmers is just something I had never experienced before. They are so soft, like seriously, even to this day, with this palette being like almost 3 years old, you have to be really, really careful. They show up, they are really opaque and multi-dimensional, and look at that foil of this top one. So, so beautiful. I highly recommend this palette. The next two are sort of their newer style palettes. This is Rose Metals, and this is a Fall Lover's Dream. These palettes come with 2 less shades, but you get more, which is fine with me. And the mattes in here are, again, just a little powdery. They're a little less powdery than this one. The shimmers in these are beyond the other one. As much as I love the shimmers in this, these go to a whole new level. You have in here something that is really sparkly, shimmery. Again, you have to be so, so careful with this. This one right here is sort of like a satin almost. It's not matte and it's not a shimmer. Let's see. The dimension that you get with Rose Metals and this next one is something so, so special. Love that. And I would love to own one more of these that they have. I forgot what it's called, but it's like the first one that they came out in this kind of packaging. The next one is my all-time favorite palette out of all of the eyeshadow palettes that I own, and it's Cosmos. Cosmos is a wonderful way for you to start with color if you're scared of color. I am someone who really prefers like neutral eyeshadows, so I went out on a limb with this one to be able to try this blue color and this slate gray color, and ooh, look at that one. These shimmers, look at this blue one right here. It shifts. So these are like multi-dimensional, kind of like duochrome, multi-chrome shades. A little bit goes such a long way, and you can do so much with this palette, Cosmos. You can go everyday, you can go glam. Okay, desperate also to get my hands on a couple more from Huda Beauty. I own 3 Huda Beauty eyeshadow palettes right now, and I really, really, really want Grunge and Empowered. Although Empowered, I'm trying to like not buy that one because I already know that I own a lot of similar shades in that Empowered palette, but I know that it's going to be wonderful. The first one that I got though was Nude, and I really, again, wanted to try to branch out into some color with this one. And so my only complaint about this one is that the glitters are very, very glittery, and I'm not super crazy about putting glitter on my eyes just because I'm over 40, and I also don't like it when it gets on my eyelashes or in my eyes and things that are like reflective. But this is a wonderful way to branch out into color, and with my green eyes, the shades, the berry shades in this really make everything pop. Just loving it even more, Rose Quartz, which is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. Rose Quartz is another really great kind of pinky tone, but it's like toned down a little bit, so you can really have more approachable shades. But look at this one right here. When I first got this, it looked all purple. But as I've used it a few times, can you see that the pink is starting to come out in this shade Cosmic Love? And as you swirl these things together, they create a whole different shade. So this one is reflecting with blue and purple and pink. You can go really simple with this one, or you can really glam it up. And a couple of days ago, I did something with these two and Moon Magic, which right now when you're looking at it, looks kind of silvery, but it's actually pink. Look at that. Ooh. I love putting that all over my eyelids. To go the safe route, though, if you're a little bit scared of the pink and the purple and the multi-chrome shimmers and dimension, go with Naughty Nude. Now, Naughty Nude is also super special in its formulas of the swirl, and this one is also a swirl, and this one is a sticky, kind of like primer type shade where it doesn't really offer color, but when you put this and you put one of the shimmers on top, it really gives them a lot more oomph. But this one is, again, these innovative formulas from Huda to offer the user something that they can't get from anywhere else. And each palette is kind of different in and of itself because each one of these swirl shades are different. So your Huda palette may not be quite as dark in this shade as mine is, but they're just really, really great. Now, the last brand that I own so much of, and I want more, I want to try more blush, I want to try bronzer sticks. So from Persona Cosmetics is by far the brand that I somehow own the most of. Persona Cosmetics eyeliners are so creamy, easy to use, and easy to smudge out. I have the plum shade actually and brown, even though they both look brown. The plum shade is an approachable plum where it's not purple, and the brown, see how they're just a little different when you put those two together. That plum is a little more plummy, but they just are really easy to use from somebody that does not do well with eyeliner. Those are really great. You should definitely try those. I own one of their 2 eyeshadow palettes. Well, I think they have smaller ones, but these larger ones, they have 2. Identity 1 and Identity 2 is the other one. And Identity 1 is one of the few cool toned eyeshadow palettes that I have in my makeup collection. And I love this because it works really great with my green eyes, and it gives me cool tones in not so dark of a way, like black or gray or silver. Although there is silver, it's a little bit not quite as icy as I imagine that cool tones can be. So for me and someone that's used to wearing warm tones, this cool tone palette with mattes that are, again, so easy to blend. These shimmers really give you a lot of punch. I own 2 of their powder blushes. I have Bubble and Caramel. These super blushes are really pigmented. They last a really long time. Caramel is sort of a mauve shade, and Bubble is that famous hot pink shade. They last all day on the cheeks, really easy to blend out, and enjoy those so much. I would love to own Teddy for sure, and I also want to get Jam in this powder formula because I own Jam in the multi-stick, but it has gone bad because I just didn't use it, and I don't know, it's a whole saga on my channel. But these blush sticks can go on your cheeks and on your lips. They're multi-sticks. This middle one is the shade Guava, and this one is the shade Bloom. And they blend out so nicely. A little bit goes a long way, especially with this Jam shade. But I still had eyeshadow on my finger. They blend out really nicely. They last a really long time. They're really smooth looking on your skin. You know, I am over 40 again, and they don't accentuate fine lines and wrinkles and all of that. I love these so much. The colors are really creative, approachable, yet fun in this Persona line, and that's why I want to own more of them. Leave me a comment below to let me know, what brands do you own so much of? Which ones are you so passionate about that you crave more? Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.